Alright, so episode 7, Muse of Fire, and I don't know how I feel about this. Like, it's not the worst episode I've ever seen, but I don't know, like, I didn't enjoy it very much. It was kind of rough to get through, not because it was bad, it just felt like nothing was going on. So, basically, this episode is Oliver's mom basically kind of almost gets an attempted assassination on her. I mean, she wasn't the target, but she almost got killed because of this mysterious biker person. Then Oliver basically tries to figure out who it is. Like, that's basically what he is set to do right now, is he is figuring out who targeted his mom, even though it wasn't a target to his mom. It was targeted to the guy who was trying to get a deal set up with his mom. So he's going to sit there and try and infiltrate the mob of the Berlantis. And finding out there's this mysterious woman that he ends up finding out is the person who shot his mom. And you also find out she is not trained in shooting at all. Like, the cops even said, like, all the targets were kind of all over the damn place. Like, she just cannot get her shots down. So Oliver ends up going on a date with her, ends up opening up to her more and more, and then they both kind of share each other's secrets about their past and everything that was going on with Oliver at the island, what's going on with Helena Bertinelli, who was also the Huntress, things that are going on with her. Like, it's just, they feel more open with each other, and they just spill all the beans. Meanwhile, you got Myra Queen, Mama Queen here with a concussion, who is being taken care of Thea, because, you know, Oliver is just grade A perfect son of the year over here. And she basically tells her daughter, like, hey, Oliver is not the same guy. Totally different guy at this point. You gotta just accept him for who he is. And, yeah, you can't change him. Also, what's going on in this episode is Tommy got his trust, like, basically all of his accounts frozen. Like, he cannot use any money, can't spend anything. He's got nothing to him. He got his car repossessed. He's getting basically evicted from his apartment. Like, it's just downhill crap for this man. And basically Laurel's there for the support, you know. She's trying to help him out. We also get a return from our girl Kelly Wu playing China White. And yeah, other than that, that's basically the synopsis of it. There's not anything really hard-hitting else going on in here. So overall, I kind of have to give this episode like a low C-. This episode did end up getting an 89%, which isn't terrible, but I am definitely giving it a low C-. Before I go into the pros and cons of it, let me introduce some of the characters that were here in this episode. So playing Helena Bertinelli, I am going to get this wrong so badly, so I am sorry, is we got Jessica Deguel, I think you pronounced it. We got Jeffrey Nordine, Nordine, I'm going to go with Nordine, I suck at names, who plays her dad. Then obviously we got Kelly Wu coming back. Those are the basic main players that are in this episode. But yeah, I'm definitely giving this episode a solid C-. Like, I don't know. This episode didn't do much for me. So we'll go into the pros here, just so I can tell you that I don't absolutely hate this episode, but it's just not my favorite. Malcolm Merlin, I swear to God, this dude, anytime he talks to someone, you feel like he might just stab you or kill you. And then I really felt it in this episode, especially there was a scene when he was talking to Mama Queen, and he was just checking in on her and making sure that plans between them, like, I guess they have future plans that Papa Queen didn't really have, and so he just wants to make sure she's still going to go with those plans. But, oh my God, like, you could tell Mama Queen is scared for her life, and you can feel it. Like, this man, John Barrowman, like, he just scares the hell out of you, and that vicious little smile he gives you, like, I'm not going to kill you, when you see me. Like, it's just, he brings such a villain, even when he's talking to his kid, telling him, yeah, I closed all of it, and it's my money anyway, so I don't really care, Tommy. Like, just, my God, the veracity that comes off of this man is just terrifying, and I fucking love it. So, I love that. I'm hoping he can just be a more of a villain, because I just am loving every scene that he is in. Also, my boy Walter is back. Granted, it's only one scene, and that's it. We don't really see anything else, so I hope he is back for more episodes, and that we get to see more of his story, because I was actually enjoying it before he ended up leaving for what seemed like the last 2 episodes, but I do enjoy that my boy Walter is back. That's not a huge pro, but that was something that I liked at least. And then I kind of liked the Huntress's backstory. Spoiler alert for a show that is like almost 10 years now. But I enjoyed her backstory about why she's basically trying to overthrow her dad's business, I guess. I guess you could call it business. The mob is the business. But basically trying to just dethrone them and basically stop them from doing anything else. You know, she wants them to stop. She doesn't want anyone else getting hurt. Like, she knows her father's a bad man, and, you know, her father's got sins. So she wants to end that. So I kind of like the backstory, why she's fighting, like, why she's doing what she's doing, like she says, as her crucible, you know. So it's nice. It's kind of a story that I can get behind it, understand the reasoning on why she's doing it. But yeah, I do enjoy that. So also, I don't have this as a pro, but I kind of do enjoy some of the character building they do in this one. You know, with Tommy realizing that money isn't going to define him, and Laurel's there to back him up. Oliver opening up to Helena, her opening up to him. You know, we just kind of get a whole bunch of growth from some of these characters, and I kind of enjoy that. It's not a huge pro. Like, I'm not going to give it a pro for me, but it was just something I did enjoy while I was watching it. Some of the cons here is I did not feel invested at all. Like, yeah, there was good character growth, and there were some characters that I enjoyed seeing together. Like, I did enjoy the Mama Queen and Thea part of them just hanging out. I kind of enjoyed that, but nothing that really said, like, yeah, I want to know more. Like, I don't know if they're going to continue doing more of this backstory with the Bernellis, like if this is going to be like a little mini arc, but I'm just not 100% invested with it. Like, it almost felt like a chore to watch it. Like, I just didn't feel enjoyment watching it. Like, it wasn't the worst thing I watched. Like, it was still good to me. The action was a little, like, the action fight scenes were a little bit better. Still not great whatsoever. But I don't know. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the mood I was in or what. But I just didn't feel invested, and I kept checking the time, seeing how much time there's left in the episode. I just wasn't fully into it. That's not a huge negative, but it was just something that I just couldn't get through so easily. You know, it wasn't like, oh damn, 40 minutes are gone. Like, you know, so I don't know. But I have to make that as a con, because it definitely hurt the episode for me. Also, there was only one scene of Arrow in this episode. One scene, and that was it. And that was obviously the fight with, the Huntress. Like, there was nothing. There was no Arrow at all. And like I've said, like, you don't need to have a bunch of Arrow action scenes or anything like that, but you gotta have them in there more than freaking once. Like, once is not enough. Like, you can't do that. And yeah, like, one scene that just, it kills me. You know, I'm there to watch Arrow, the Green Arrow, obviously Oliver Queen and his journey and stuff, but you're only giving me half of that, and the other half I kind of don't even want to see. Because also a con is Oliver's thinking. Like, this dude is just not realizing what he's done. Like, he obviously left his mom on the freaking, which they kept saying street. She wasn't on the street. She was by the front of the building that she works at. Like, she wouldn't walk in the middle of the street. The person trying to kill them was on the sidewalk. So I don't know why they kept saying street. That really bothered me. But Oliver's thinking, like, he's just focused on finding the huntress, or finding the gunman who was the huntress, then worrying about this, then figured, oh, I'll go to the mob and tell them that we're going to do business with them, even though they're not doing business with them. Like, their mom was not doing business. Like, you're screwing things up probably with the company that you aren't even part of. Your thinking is all over the place. You are kind of thinking with your penis at this point. You are thinking with your mini arrow at this point, and you shouldn't be doing that. Even Diggle, my man Diggle, even tells him, hey, Oliver, I think you're getting a little too attached here. Like, I know she ain't the most ugliest thing in the world, so, like, you are not thinking with the right head here, sir. Like, you need to focus. Like, you are sleeping with the enemy, basically. And then he breaks into her house and basically just spills out the guts, like, yeah, I'm the Green Arrow, even though, and I know you guessed it, but I didn't have to actually say, oh, how did you know I was the Green Arrow? Like, oh, like, I'm so glad you found somebody to open up to, but you did not need to tell her you're the Green Arrow, okay? Like, God, but, yeah, solid C-. It wasn't the worst episode, obviously. Episode 3 or 4, whatever it was, with Deadshot was probably the worst. But this is a close second. Like, I don't know. I didn't enjoy it, but I won't say it was the worst episode I've ever seen. But it is definitely a C-. And after the episode we had before that I really loved, now going down to this, I hope it picks up in the next episode and we don't just keep going down further. So we'll find out, but I'm fingers crossed that it gets better.